All right, everyone. Hello. This is Karen. Happy New Year. Ah, just settling in here with the technology of getting all this live stream set up and ready for you. Um, I feel relaxed and really ready to go for the new year. So I'm excited to be here with you. This is Mini Mindful Moment number 27 that I'm sharing with you. It's called the Power Shift, moving from micromanaging to authentic leadership in 2025. So today's mindfulness practice focuses on a fundamental power shift that's already happening in leadership, but I think it's still pretty early on of moving from micromanaging to authentic leadership. I would say it's well on its way, but also still early on for a lot of people. So as we start 2025, I want to challenge you to embrace a different kind of power, one that comes from being authentically you while bringing out authentic power in others. And I say this knowing that many people I know don't even want to admit to being powerful. It's like not okay to say that I'm powerful. So when that starts to happen, you can know that you will misuse your power if you're not aware of the power that you have and are using it. So I have some slides to share with you. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oop, I don't want that one. I want this one. So I am Karen. I'm an executive coach and business consultant, and I focus on leadership, culture, and strategy with my clients. And with the IMX approach that I've developed, I guide leaders to discover how being authentic actually gives you more power and influence than micromanaging ever could. So when you lead from your authentic core, like from who you are authentically, you are more capable, able to create environments where everyone's power can shine, including yours. So, power, I'm talking about talents, knowledge, skills, ability, energy, passion, all kinds of good qualities that we want from people in organizations. So, most of us have learned to lead through control. It's kind of taught in schools. It's sort of the basis of the scientific method in some ways is we're taught to control a situation to get consistent results. And micromanaging people and situations, then we do this because we think that this is how we can ensure getting results. And we've created, I like looking at this dashboard, is like to see the kind of complexity that we can end up doing. We create these elaborate systems of monitoring and oversight, thinking that this gives us our power to make sure we're getting our results. But what if the opposite were actually true? What if our attempts to control, like now, if you look at this image that I'm sharing, this is something that's used, to control some kind of a mechanical system, right? Maybe an airplane or something like that. You would want to have all of this in that kind of situation, right? But what if with human organizations, this wasn't what's actually most effective? So what if our attempts to control in these mechanistic ways actually diminish our power and influence, our ability to connect and inspire? What if authenticity, so being genuinely ourselves, powerful ourselves, is what creates the results we really want? What if that was true? And actually it is the case. And I say all of this, I want you to know that I'm also a huge fan of OKRs and KPIs and dashboards as needed. We just need the authentic leadership first for these kinds of systems to be effective. So there is a profound paradox that's at play now, where we try to control everything. We actually have less influence. And so I think of in this image here, the drama cloud is on the outside, and that's the person kind of screaming like, "Oh no!" And then the X in the middle is best self, the best self. This is in the IMX compass. This is the center. The X in the middle, you're relaxed, calm, and open. So when we micromanage it, it's like we're in the outside, oh no, place. And we create resistance when we're in that anxious, pushing, forcing kind of place. But when that's the drama on the outside. But when we lead from our authentic core, that is more relaxed and open and connected. It's this unchanging essence within us. This is where we become truly powerful. Not the kind of power that diminishes others, but the kind that ignites collective potential. So, what we're talking about here is not about having less power, it's about having the right kind of power. And it's the kind that comes from being so grounded in who you are that you naturally bring out the best in others, kind of like having that magic wand, and one person might have that at one point, and then another person, and another person, and another person. So that this is the kind of power that creates exponential results because everyone is contributing their authentic talents instead of just following what someone else is telling them to do, which isn't true full engagement anyway. So here's what most leaders miss about power is that true power isn't about forcing compliance or managing scarce resources, although it does include that. It more so is about creating the conditions that allow the party to get started for everyone, including you, starting with you, can access their natural strengths and wisdom. So you could think of this like gravity. It's a force that both grounds us and creates movement. That's one of the ways that you can think about this. So, to access this kind of power, we need to have an understanding of two fundamental truths about authenticity. I'm going to share this with you, and then we're going to explore it in the mindfulness practice. But I want you to understand before we go into the practice what's happening here. At your core, there is an unchanging essence. I always talk about it as your life force energy. And I've described it to you in the past as your wholeness, your head, your heart, your soul or spirit, your body. These are the four directions of the compass. And this is where you have a wellspring of wisdom and power that remains constant no matter what challenges you face. So when you're anchored here into your core, you don't need to micromanage because you trust both yourself and the natural unfolding of situations. It doesn't mean that you don't need structure and a container to hold all of this. That's important too. But so many people miss this other piece of authentic power and leadership. So the way you express this core essence can constantly evolve, even as it stays steady, shaped by every challenge and every interaction that you're in. And this flexibility allows you to adapt your leadership style while also staying true to who you are. So I'm going to dive a little deeper here. Again, I'm going to go over this in the mindfulness practice. So the key is knowing what's truly core to you and what you can let go of. And how do you tell the difference? Like what is core? What do you want to keep or hold on to? So I'm going to go through this with you. Things that feel essential to who you are. When you imagine letting these things go, you feel diminished or like you're betraying yourself. These are your genuine values, your innate ways of seeing the world, your authentic voice. So, for example, if speaking up against injustice is core to who you are, then staying silent would feel like betraying yourself. So, you want to know what's core, what you are holding on to. That's the essence of you: head, heart, soul, body. And then you want to know what you can let go of, like these masks, right? That are like, oh my God, that's not me. That's not me. That's me pretending. That's me under obligation. So it's things like obligations or external expectations. When you imagine letting them go, you actually feel lighter or more free. So these are often shoulds we've accumulated from others. For example, if you feel pressured to be always composed, always rational, never emotional, letting go of that could feel liberating, like more energy. You could have more energy and inspiration coming through. So let me go do another example here. I could let go of my need to know every detail of what my team is doing, right? That's a micromanaging rooted in fear. And okay, I have my system set up that so they know what they're doing, and I know I'm checking in with them, right? But I could let go of needing to know every detail and needing to, like poke at them to get stuff done. That's micromanaging. But I can't let go of my commitment to excellence and having a positive impact, 'cause that's core to who I am, right? So the first brings relief when released, and the second would feel like a self betrayal if compromised. Okay, so all of our mini mindful moments are guided by the IMX compass, which is based on the rhythm of the seasons that we can all relate to. That's why I love working with the compass so much, is its structure that we can provide that is organic and holistic and calls on the wholeness of all of us. And today, as we begin 2025, we're in the north of the compass, the season of winter. It's cold and rainy out here in North Carolina. This is where we can grow deeper roots of authentic power, like a tree gathering strength in the stillness of winter. So let us transition into the mindfulness practice that goes with this. And for those of you who are live with me, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post those. I can see them coming in from either YouTube or from LinkedIn. Okay, so let yourself just arrive here, like what all I just shared. Let that go. Let yourself arrive in this moment. And let yourself transition from whatever it is that you've been doing before this or whatever it is that you have still to do, and let yourself be fully present here and now. Just take the time to be here. Go ahead and notice your breath. And if you can, let your breath take you to the center core of who you are. Let your breath illuminate the aliveness that you carry around with you all the time. And notice your physical body. Notice how it's energized and animated by this life force energy. And at the same time, there's something core, central in your life force energy. That's, you might say, it's the heart of who you are, the aliveness that is uniquely you. Give yourself a moment now to feel the coreness of this aliveness inside of you. Go ahead and let your energy drop down from your body through the bottom of your feet into the ground. And feel how the earth naturally supports you. You don't have to force this connection, it's already here. You're just becoming aware of it. And so, as you're grounding in this moment, let yourself feel physically safe. Your body is supported, your breathing is flowing naturally, you're held by gravity, your chair by the earth beneath you. Let yourself feel this holding. And from this place of feeling safe, go ahead and bring to mind a situation where you have felt the need to control or micromanage. Someplace where you might have been feeling anxious or naggy. And as you remember this situation, remember and know that you're safe right now. So you can observe this memory without getting pulled into it. Just remember. Ooh, I'm having some for myself, like a, ooh, wow, yeah, that was not good what you did that time, Karen. And it's okay. It's okay. Just notice what arises, your thoughts, your feelings. Maybe you feel some judgment like I just did of yourself. Notice the sensations in your body. Be aware of any tension or tightness, shallow breathing, contracted energy. Welcome to the people who have just joined. Be aware of any tension or tightness, any shallow breathing, contracted energy. Again, just notice where you're feeling jammed up without trying to change anything. We're just noticing. Just as you can be aware of the weather passing through the sky, you can be aware of these patterns of control that we all have. And just let them pass through you. Now, while maintaining this awareness, let your breath, just bring your attention back to your breath and let it take you deeper into the center of yourself. We can always go deeper. There's always more in our center. Beneath the patterns of control, there is a deeper knowing. It's like a wellspring of natural power and wisdom. So let yourself drop into this deeper place within you. You might feel it as warmth in your heart. You might feel it as sometimes I feel it like as a beam of light through me. You might feel it as like a stability in your belly or spaciousness in your mind. Just however it's showing up, this deeper you. It can feel like coming home to yourself. And so, from this centered place, notice how your energy wants to naturally move from here, how it can naturally move. Like a tree responding to wind and light. Like if the sun was shining on you, what would that feel like? And let yourself feel your innate ability to adapt without losing your core stability. So feel how you're both uniquely yourself and naturally connected to the web of life around you. This connection isn't something that you create. It's what you already are, what already exists. So, like trees in a forest, we are in a constant relationship with life, sometimes competing for resources, sometimes supporting each other, sometimes transforming into new forms entirely. We naturally change and evolve all the time. So, the wisdom that we're tapping into lies in trusting this flow of life, even when it requires us to adapt or let go. We can know that we're not losing the essence of who we are. Now, I want you to bring to mind a current leadership challenge you're facing. And from this centered, connected place deep inside of you, notice what's truly important about this challenge that you're facing. Not what you think should happen, not problem solving, not trying to fix anything. Just be present with the situation and ask yourself what deeply matters to you, starting with you, always starting with you. And then let yourself let go of that and know that will be handled, that will be taken care of. And see if you can let yourself just get curious about what's going on. And notice how different this feels than trying to control the outcome. There's more space here, more possibility, more trust in the natural unfolding of life and how we can be creative with each other. Now let yourself feel how your authentic power wants to be with this challenge, to respond to it. This kind of power is not about controlling others or avoiding competition. It's actually about engaging with life's complexities from your authentic core instead of your wee little rational mind. There's you have more capacity in this authentic power to actually be with the complexity. From here, you can acknowledge both the collaboration and competition that might be happening here as natural parts of life. So your authenticity doesn't eliminate challenges, but it gives you the resilience to engage with them wisely and authentically. So take a moment now to feel this wisdom that you have inside of you. This is the power shift that we're talking about, from exhausting ourselves, from overexerting control, to flowing with life from our authentic core. And so, as we prepare to open our eyes here and return to your day, I want you to remember that your authentic power is already here. You don't need to create it or force it. You don't need to micromanage it. You only need to remember and return to it again and again. So I want you to take a deep breath now and begin to bring your awareness back to the room that you're in, noticing what's around you. And so, my invitation to you for 2025 is to not suddenly stop all of your controlling behavior, because that's just another form of control and it doesn't work. Instead, I want to just have this be an invitation for you to practice noticing when you're trying to control outcomes or when you're micromanaging others. And in those moments, you can choose to pause, connect with your authentic core, and trust the wisdom that emerges. It might be messy, and that's fine. So, this is the kind of authentic leadership that isn't something that you master overnight. It's a practice, a journey of continually deepening your connection with yourself and life around you, people and nature. And sometimes you'll feel like you're in the flow of things, and other times you're going to struggle. Right? Both are part of the path. The key is having support and guidance as you develop new ways of leading. And this is exactly what we focus on in our Define Your True Self course. Well, where you will, and I'm going to read this part, you will learn to access your authentic core even in challenging situations, transform controlling patterns into responsive, authentic leadership, build genuine trust while maintaining healthy boundaries, and create environments where everyone's authentic power can flourish. So please add any comments or questions that you have into the comments section. If this resonated with you, please go ahead and share with others. Of course, we love to have that happen. You can follow IMX on LinkedIn or subscribe on our YouTube channel for more practices. I've gone back to one a month of the mini mindful moments, and all the mini mindful moments will help you build your authentic leadership capacity. And if you're ready to take this power shift into your leadership, I invite you to join our next Define Your True Self cohort, which will be starting this spring, probably March. I'm actually headed on this Saturday to Bali for 3 weeks. So I am going to be in deep practice for myself during that time, and deep restoration. So it'll be fun to come back in February and March and engage with you all with this. So thank you for being here, for participating live or watching the recording. Thank you for your willingness to be willing to explore this deeper kind of power, healthy power. And remember that authenticity isn't just about you. It's when you lead from your authentic core, you're actually creating space for everyone around you to access their authentic power too. It's like, remember that lighting each other up. This is how we create real, sustainable change in our organizations and our families and in our world, one authentic leader at a time. Okay, thank you so much. And I will see you in the comments and online. Bye bye.